to at a very young age. I have this rock here for the alcohol that I had to be exposed to at a young age. This rock, I'm going to tell you the next part of my story. One day, my mom had the courage to get up and walk away. We were in Chicago, and without any notice, without any goodbyes, my mom got a U-Haul truck, and we took everything we could within a few hours, and we drove 3 hours away. And that's when I ended up to the small town of Savannah, Illinois. In Savannah, Illinois, it was a country hick town. So it's barely on the map. It's right on the Mississippi River. I went from going to a predominantly all-black school to a predominantly white school. Imagine not being able to fit in, no friends, nothing. I kept to myself for the first couple years. I tried to fit in, but it was hard because I talked different, I act different, I thought different. So this is that negative rock. My mom and my sisters, we were very close, and this is a picture of us. We did everything together. But my sister did was she joined FCCLA. At the time, it was called FHA Hero. When she joined that organization, me and my younger sister and my mom would travel with her to the state conferences. So we couldn't be a part of the actual meeting sessions, but they had a dance at night. And so we went. And when we went, as you can see, I love to dance. So I said, ooh, I'm going to join this when I'm in high school because I can dance. So I joined FCCLA. What I did not know was that FCCLA was going to change my life. I'm a walking billboard for FCCLA. My family probably gets tired of hearing me talk about it. But I love the organization so much. It taught me so much about self-worth. It taught me how to believe in myself. It taught me how to appreciate others. It changed my life completely. But now I want to show you a video about LeBron James and his secret to success.
Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever. There was a young man who, he wanted to make a lot of money, and so he went to this guru, right? He told the guru, I want to be on the same level you are. And so the guru said, if you want to be on the same level I'm on, I'll meet you tomorrow at the beach at 4 a.m.
It has been discovered that you've been working out with Hakeem Olajuwon in Houston. Why did you do that?
For me, honestly, I'm doing whatever it takes to just become a better basketball player.
He liked the beach. I said, I want to make money. I don't want to swim. Guru said, if you want to make money, I'll meet you tomorrow, 4 a.m. So the young man got there at 4 a.m. The old man grabs his hand and said, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out to the water, it goes waist deep. So he's like, this guy crazy. I want to make money. He got me out of swim. He said, come on out a little further. He came out a little further. He ran his mouth. My man, like, I'm about to go back in here. This guy is mine. But the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man getting scratching, holding him down. Just before my man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He said, I got a question for you. Somebody answer the question for me. He said, when you were underwater, what did you want to do? He said, I wanted to breathe. You gotta want this game as bad as your next play. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
The last breath. Repeat like it's your last breath.
before, you short of breath, you wheezing. The only thing you're trying to do is get some air. That's it. And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
So for LeBron James, his success was through basketball. Not everybody can be an NBA star, but we all have something unique about ourselves. For me, it truly is FCCLA. It's hard to believe you recite the creed over and over again, but do you really believe it? Do you really believe the words that it says? When you believe those words and you say it over and over, it gets inside you. FCCLA was me. FCCLA was why society wanted to write me off, but they couldn't. I did not do well in school. Matter of fact, starting out about middle school, 6th grade, I got C's, D's, and F's. My mother really couldn't help me because she didn't have a college education at the time, but she had to work 2 jobs to provide for us. So when I needed help with homework, there was no one there. But FCCLA, I continued to go to meetings, and my advisor, Sharon Geilinger, she became my teacher, my advisor, and my friend. She continued to encourage me. She spoke positive things in my life. And as you can see, attending things like this, you can't go wrong. Everyone has something good to say about you. So if you're feeling down, just think about a time when someone says something positive to you. And if it's that one thing, let it hold on to you in your soul. So as you heard, the first 13 years of my life, it was a lot of heavy, negative things that I had to endure. So this bucket is pretty heavy. I can't really lift it up that much because that's all the negative things. But when I think about FCCLA, I can go to my positive bucket. So freshman year, I attended a conference. I heard a motivational speaker. And I'll show you a picture of him in a minute, but his name is Eddie Slowakowski. When I heard him and I saw the audience reaction and I felt how my heart, it raced. I said, I want to be that person. I want to be that next generation that will be able to speak out to those students who aren't the most popular, that aren't the most talented in sports, that can't get up and speak in front of a group, but to go to them to make them smile. My sole purpose in life has been to encourage, motivate, and inspire others. There are times when my kids are with me at the store and sometimes I'm gone for hours, but it's usually not my fault because people will just walk up to me, I smile and they walk up to me and then they tell me their whole life story. And I don't know how to say, okay, gotta go. Or if I say, okay, my husband's waiting for me, I gotta go cook dinner. They'll say, oh, but did you know, and let me tell you this. And a couple weeks ago, one of my older sons, he was with me, and there was a lady at Walmart, and she just started talking, and I'm just smiling, so I guess the smile means keep talking to me. So she kept going, and there was a younger boy behind us, so she rang up my things, rang up the boys' things next, and she still was talking, and I couldn't inch away. So the boy said, okay, goodbye, I gotta go. So he walked away and he left us, but she was still talking to me. I said, okay, I gotta get on to the family, thank you, have a good night. But the point of that is, you never know how infectious your smile can be for a person. Maybe she had a bad day, maybe she's had a bad year, maybe she doesn't have any family at home, and maybe she just needed you to be that ear for her, for me or for her. But that person, they may just need an ear at that time. So don't be so selfish. Don't always think of yourself. Always think of the next person. Because when you think of that next person, that's when your blessing is going to come. That's when good things are going to happen to you. I could have said, all these bad things are happening to me. Nothing good will ever happen in my life. I could have had anger issues. I could have just been mean. I may not even be able to stand here in front of you today. But I chose to take all those negative things in my life to make it a positive. So this rock from the negative to positive is my advisor, Sharon Geilinger. This next rock is for Eddie Slowakowski, the motivational speaker I heard that changed my life. This next rock is, just a moment. When I sat at the conference in FCCLA, and we recited the creed as you did when you opened up, it made me believe that I could have a life that was good and fair. When you say that, do you really believe it, or do you think it's just words? Anyone? Do you believe it? Shake your head, yes, no, maybe. You can. If you watch the news, there's so many bad things that's going on, but you really can have a good life. It may not be making millions of dollars, but it's not even about money. I can honestly stand here and say that I love my life and I have a good life. Actually, I have a great life. I wanted my family to have truth, love, and security and faith. My sons, they know about church, they know about faith, they know that we believe in something higher, and we call that God. I hope I don't offend anyone, but we have taught them that, and we let them know that they can believe that they can have that truth, they can have that love, real love. They don't have to hear my husband beating me. They don't have to see alcoholism. They don't have to experience drugs at a young age. I wanted my reality to not just be a dream. There are so many things that we do in goal setting. Do you guys ever sit down and write down goals? Do you keep those goals? Good, keep them. And if you have them now, look back on them 20 years later and see what happens. There were 3 things that I wrote down. I remember being in maybe 8th or 9th grade. It was to become a motivational speaker. It was to own my own beauty salon, which I did get my license in nail technology. And then the other one was to work with high school students, because I saw what it meant to work with those students, and I saw the lives changing, and I knew that many people will write you off in a second. Some of your teachers, they might not even want to see your face. They might want you to be absent. You do one wrong thing, and they're quick to think. They don't know what's going on in your home life. They don't know what your life has been like. But I knew that I could be that one that students would be able to come to. They would hear my story, and they would know that I cared. And not even by me talking, but just listening to them and being there for them. So that is another positive rock. And I can really keep going on and on and on, because so many great things have happened in my life, all positive. Negative things will come, obstacles will arise, but now what I do, when someone tells me that I can't, I do it, and I do it and exceed my own expectations, because I know that I can do anything that I put my mind to. And that's what I want you guys to walk away from today, knowing that if it's something you want to do, it doesn't matter if people think you can't do it, if they laugh at you, if it's something you really want to do and it's in your heart, don't give up. Please keep doing it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is where I want to show you that voices can echo in different ways. It's either by speaking or it's by movement. So I want to show you what happened when some kids got together in a movie. Have anybody ever seen the Step Up movies? Okay, so this is the last one, the Step Up Revolution. So I want you to listen to the words that they say.
ladies and gentlemen, for weeks you've been asking, who's the mom? The mob is all of us. The mob is Miami. And Miami is its culture. If you take down the culture, you take down Miami. We have something important to say. So now, let's say it the best way we know how.
And you walk down the streets of Wenatchee together. That's pretty much what they did. Do you know how powerful and how impactful that would be? Wenatchee knows every year, Coastal Hotel, FCCLA is there, But what if they saw you visually? What if you allowed your voices to be heard by walking out onto the streets, reciting the creed, or walking out onto the streets in your tutus, or walking out on the streets making a statement? That may be the only talent that you have, but imagine how strong and powerful that could be. It doesn't just have to happen in a movie. So there is a happy ending to my life, and it's continuing on. My journey is really just beginning. My father, 3 years before he passed away, he was able to walk me down the aisle at my wedding. Because of FCCLA and the things that were instilled in me, I did not close my heart to him. 3 years before he died, we had the closest relationship ever. When I was younger, I had to call him to talk to him. He never called me, not for birthday, not for Christmas, not for anything. But 3 years before he passed away, he was calling me every morning, early in the morning, and he would forget the time difference. So if he's calling Chicago, 8 o'clock in the morning, he's waking me up at 6 o'clock in the morning just to say hi, or to say I love you, or asking me how was my day, or he was interested in my life. He realized the 21 years he missed with everything, and he was trying to find a way to make it up. And because my heart wasn't closed, I was able to receive it, and I still loved him. So he was able to walk me down the aisle, but before we walked down the aisle, he stood there, and he started crying. And I said, Daddy, no, don't cry, I don't want to sew makeup. But he was crying, not me, he was crying, and he was just saying how proud he was of me and of everything that I had done at that point. So I said all that to say that no matter what has happened in your life or what could happen in your life, be careful that you don't close your heart to things, because you can miss an opportunity to form a relationship that was never there. And so there's my father and my mother. Now, through all the abuse, she still was able to stand strong, stand proud with a smile on her face, and she meant it. When I was in high school, my high school counselor told me that I would not be able to go to college because my grades weren't good enough. And out there where you were eating, there's a book, it says Senior Memories. In the back of that book, when I was a senior in high school, almost 20 years ago, I wrote that I would go to school and get my bachelor's degree in business management. And I did it. It took me 14 years to do it, but I did it. And I could not have done that with the help of God in my life and with the help of my family.